One, two, three.
What you gonna do? What you gonna do? What you gonna do? What you gonna do?
Bad cops, bad cops. Bad cops, bad cops. Bad cops, bad cops. Bad cops, bad cops.
Yes, so many cops are on the tick. What do you expect when they use tear gas and tanks? Whether in a car or on a horse, cops don't mind using excessive force.
Bad cops, bad cops.
What you gonna do?
Bad cops, bad cops.
What you gonna do?
Bad cops, bad cops.
What you gonna do?
Bad cops, bad cops.
This is filmed in front of a live studio audience.
So we keep hammering on this over and over again because we keep hearing the opposite. Oh my God, it's crime-ridden streets, and like we need to give the police all the money. Meanwhile, you heard these like horrifying stories of like people being raped on subways and nobody's doing nothing. So, I mean, I don't know what's going on with the police department, but obviously you're not stopping these horrific things that are happening in the streets. So we're gonna keep talking about the numbers.
By the way, you cannot blame it on defund the police because they didn't actually defund the police, nor when they agreed to defund the police, they did not defund the police immediately. They still had their full budget when all this shit was going down. So we're not trying to hear that kind of bullshit. Please continue, fine sir.
So I'm gonna follow up with what you just say with a New York Times article, and then we're gonna go down this rabbit hole of what's going on with all this money that everyone wants to talk about. So like
Can they give me some of this money? Like I would like some money.
We just get money, like we just get money just for the hell of it. Gus always feels like what's happening.
Maybe the crime rate would go down if you just gave people money just for the hell of it.
So a year after defund quotations,
you know the conservatives, especially the fiscal conservatives, they're gonna come after us for that comment. You know that, right? They're gonna clip that shit. They're gonna put it on Fox News and show that like, we're just, communistic like black men that don't want to work for the money.
Yeah. Meanwhile, like China's like developing faster things and going to outer space. So, while we're watching billionaires spray champagne on William Shatner. So, so we're gonna go to this article. So in cities across America, police departments are getting their money back. So. What money? Then the money never got taken. Abrupt reversals. This language in this article is so ridiculous to me. So they never took the money away.
Yeah.
Abrupt reversals. What does that mean? So this article is crazy to me. So it's a common response.
Did they mean the non-action on top of the other non-action?
Counter response and rising levels of crime in major cities, which has been disproven over and over again by stats. So I don't know why is the New York Times even writing something like this.
Yeah, but they're supposed to be, super liberal, blah blah.
What's
blah,
up with
blah,
that?
Blah.
We've had articles from multiple. We had NYPD Comstat show that crime is going down. I mean, people are taking your book bag, but they're not like it's not mass murder happening. So executive officers from departments large and small, political pressures after slashing police spending. They make it slash and police spending. They make it seem like they just like told all the police officers to leave. Right? They locked the doors and told everyone to get out. Like,
but what they did was they just said, "Hey, cops, here's $10,000 to do what you were gonna do tomorrow anyway, which is report to work."
But the bullshit is mad thick, Dr. Eugene. It's literally, this article goes back and says, in Burlington, Vermont, the city that Senator Bernie Sanders once led as mayor went from cutting its police budget to approving $10,000 bonuses for officers to stay on their job. So it went from cutting its police budget to $10,000 budget bonuses. So with Bernie Sanders' old city. So imagine what's going on in Alabama, So we're going to talk about that. So
yeah, Alabama, they were given department issued nooses.
Yeah, they only in Alabama. They use the COVID relief money to build more jails. Did you do that? Yeah.
Yep. So I think 2 new men's prisons and a women's prison.
So in Vermont, they gave everyone $10,000 bonuses, which is like a chunky bonus. Woo!
Yeah, and in Alabama, they gave them gilded nooses to hang black people from trees and stuff.
So perhaps nowhere has the contrast been as stark as Dallas, where Mr. Johnson not only proposed to restore money, but moved to increase the number of officers in the street. Dallas needs more police officers.
Wait. The number of officers in the street. They want to make more officers homeless, and add them to the over 40% of homeless people that are employed. Did I read that right?
So this is crazy to me. We have people, and Mr. Johnson's a Democrat. See his like connections to our favorite Eric Adams, who see police as necessary part of helping communities racked by crime.
If I didn't know that this was the New York Times, I would have definitely thought this was a Fox News article.
Oh shit!
I mean, look at the very poorly veiled wording that they're using, as if we can't understand the context and the angle, the agenda that they are engaging in with this article. Like I could see that shit from a mile away.
So it says here, the combat rising violent crime last year, with homicides up 25% to 252 people, the highest point in 2 decades. Dallas has embarked on an old school approach called hotspot policing. The strategy, hotspot policing, already.
So it's just stop and frisk by another name.
And it's be where black people are,
Yeah.
Criminologists have found that it works to reduce crime in areas identified as problematic. Good Lord.
How many white areas are they parked in? Yeah. How many areas where there are affluent people? Because we know that it's not just a color issue. It is also an issue of class. Hotspot policing is a polarizing subject, particularly in communities of color. Nothing was working. We're on to something that seems to be working. Yeah, thanks, Chief.
Yeah, so when we talk about hotspots, these are still minority communities. So, I can't say his plan won't work, but it's a bigger fix that's needed. For a start, you want to see more training of officers, he said. So
for a start, let's pull people up out of poverty.
So the barbershop was the site of mourning after its owner was shot and killed 2 years ago. More recently, it has become a place where police officers hold occasional informal meetings with local residents. On a recent visit, the commander for the area, Deputy Chief Osama Ishmael, sat for a trim and straight a razor shave while Lieutenant Leroy Craig talked football with a customer. They're trying to close the gap and humanize the department. It's something that should happen decades ago. So, I mean, I can't. Yeah.
Do you think that? Do you think that the department would feel better if they gave all the officers an extra $10,000? Because that $10,000, shouldn't go to the impoverished people. It should go to the people who are not impoverished, right? I think that's what they should do. They should do like Vermont and just keep giving people who already have money, just give them more money.
Yeah, keep giving them all the money.
Yeah.
So this shit is crazy to me because people will remember what happened in Dallas in 2016 of that same year. 5 officers were killed by a heavily armed sniper who targeted white officers. So
I think he was a decorated Army veteran.
So it's good that they focus on Dallas because Dallas had like that kind of shit happening. Like,
did Amber Geiger get out of prison yet? I believe she should probably be getting out of prison not that long from now because she murdered a black man. She'll probably be out very soon.
They try to remember that situation.
You like how they put Amber Geiger mistook his apartment for her own?
What?
Why would you even she was charged with murder.
She killed somebody. She broke into someone's house and killed somebody. Is that what happened out there, Virginia? She broke into someone's house and killed somebody.
Right. But what would that article have said if it was in the reverse? What if Botham Jean was the one that thought that it was somebody else's apartment? They wouldn't even mention that. Like, they actually use the excuse as a matter of fact in the article. They wouldn't do that if it was a black man that was the one that broke into her home. They wouldn't have said, well, for the white, Dallas cop that was shot by the guy who mistook her home for his. They would never put that in the article. They would be trying to demonize him.
There
would be no attempt to humanize him.
Hulk. He just smashed through the door. Like,
Right. Right. They would never say, "Oh yeah, he was convicted, but he mistook her apartment for his." They would never put that in the article.
He crashed through the window. Like
Oh, by the way, that guy that killed his girlfriend in the woods, you notice how they keep saying that he's missing? They don't say fugitive or suspect. They still ain't saying that shit.
Yeah, it's insane. I mean, that's how crazy it is. And we see in this article, so we talk about Defunder. Was labeled a defunder by his opponents last year because of his desire to move some funding from the police overtime budget and put it together towards better street lighting. People are asking for bare minimum shit. Can we just have lights in our neighborhood? Can we have some lights? We're not asking for healthcare. We're not asking for full-blown socialism where people think it's happening. Literally, people are asking for fucking street lights.
That is full-blown social. That's communism. I think Joseph Stalin just rose from his grave and installed some street lights.
So,
and it's weird. Like, people really think that we can't see the thinly veiled racism in all of this shit. Well, we can see it. It's right there.
And I want to educate my children because my children are immune to gunshots. Who was robbed at steps from a front door and is worried about crime in her neighborhood. So,
wait a minute. How are the kids immune to gunshots? They teach me how to be immune to gunshots.
Yeah, I think they misquoted her.
Yeah, that sounds very, very poorly worded or misquoted.
Yeah, it sounds misquoted.
Because if your kids are the next Luke Cage, I need some of your DNA.
Because my children are immune to gunshots. So
yo, imagine
that is misquoted. Yeah.
Yo, imagine. I mean, I would walk the streets like, the only douchebag if I was immune to bullets.
So I want to pull up specifically New York City because New York City, we throw money at these police officers, yet they log millions of overtime hours, but New Yorkers don't feel safer. So this is the whole thing that was happening during the whole sort of crime wave that was happening. Cops are copping in overtime, yet we still have the so-called crime wave. So the NYPD missed that part when they talk about stuff like, oh, the crime is up, but we had mad overtime, but we ain't do shit. I mean,
I'm a little bit more. Yeah. Anytime I hear people trying to canonize feelings, it makes me very uncomfortable. The media worked very, very hard to make people not feel safe. So I'm not going to blame the police. Well, I do kind of have to blame the police for this because they were also pushing this, and then the media took it and then ran with it. The crime, there was no real crime wave. What they did was they skillfully reported the type of outlier incidents, and then they put it in your face for 24 hours to make you think that these isolated incidents was happening to everybody and being done by everybody. So I don't want to hear about, oh, well, we don't feel safer. Well, officers, you're the reason. You're the one that kept putting out all of this bullshit about this crime wave that didn't exist. And then you cooperated with the media to continue to keep pushing that. Yeah, people are not going to feel safe.
So here we have something's happening here. So Eric Adams, currently, he's promised, he's committed to cutting overtime spending in half before the end of his first year in office.
No, but he planted evidence in your apartment just this afternoon.
So he's already going after their pocket. He already saying he's going to go after their pockets. So I don't know. Bill de Blasio, on the other hand.
You know, Eric Adams is a special kind of slimy, right? Yeah. He tried to position himself as a Republican among Democrats, and now he's trying to make himself seem like he is more left than Curtis Sliwa. It's really, really slimy. Oh yeah, I'm about the police, and then I'm going to take money out of their pockets.
So Adams' plan would slash the number of officers at some events by 75%, overhaul work schedules to include weekend shelves, and use real-time data to identify and discipline police officers who abuse overtime, he said. He wants to award precincts when overtime hours decrease to intensify the behavior we're looking for. I don't know what that means. Um, Even if I had a normal job, that sounds fucked up. But so yeah. So we see how that's gonna go down.
And the thing is, like, all of this double talk, right? I think a lot of this is going to go over most people's heads. But for us over here at Black Power Magic Hour only on act.tv, we've been covering this for so long and catching them in double speak for so long that it's insulting. First, you tell me that there's a crime wave. We show by the numbers that there isn't. So you're taking overtime, but even though you're taking overtime, people still feel like you're not doing anything. And then look, all the numbers come down.
So this is the spike they're talking about. This is so weird to me. So it says a spike, but a spike in a representation of
the spike is pointed downward for the most part. Like if you're calling most of these spikes the same way you would, the same way that you would try to identify an erect penis, you'd have a lot of upset women. They'd be like, "No, you call that erect? All that shit falling down."
And then they kind of crunch.
Fuck out of here.
They crunch 20 years kind of timeline in other ways, so you can see the numbers. Like 2000. There was 673 murders, but
look at all those robberies. That spike in robberies. Look at the spike in rape.
In robberies.
Look at that spike in all major felonies. Wow, look at grand larceny. Wow, that's definitely on the rise because apparently 35,505 is so much more than 49,631.
And that was in 2000, which you can tell from any New Yorker, that's definitely what 2000.
It's even lower than its lowest point in 2010. Remember when all the conservatives were deep throating Bloomberg?
Yeah.
Right?
That's Bloomberg era, yeah.
That's Bloomberg era, exactly.
It's because he arrested everybody, which didn't really work.
Whatever.
Yeah. So NYPD officers declined to be interviewed for this story, but a spokesperson said of course it declined. So collars for dollars. So this is where we're going to talk about this. This is predatory kind of thing that's happening here. Nowhere is overtime higher spending than Adams' own borough of Brooklyn, particularly the 74th, 5th police precinct that borders Brownsville. So why is collars for dollars? What is that about? So we're going to scroll down here. So this neighborhood, obviously, people know about Brownsville, the border of Brownsville. That is historic disinvestment right there. That's going on in that neighborhood.
The spirit of redlining lives. Yes, redlining is illegal on the federal level in the United States, but they know how to implement the features of it without actually calling it redlining.
So marking the streets of East New York neighborhood, it's like rows and rows of police cars, sirens blare, groups of police officers trudge down the block. So it's just like in the center of it all, community center owned and operated by NYPD, a towering former courthouse sends a clear message like where parties lie. So
have they tried reducing poverty in the area?
So they released a community center so you can play basketball and
they got them fucking green plastic basketballs that break your fingers when you dribble them. Mm-hmm.
So there are blocks in East New York that the government spending millions of dollars on policing and concentrating residents as opposed to investing in their education and job training and the things that make a difference.
Right.
So look at this. And this is what you see.
He's being chased by police he's being chased by police right now on a scooter.
They have all these vans, but look at this community. I mean, it's just crazy to me.
Yeah, he's headed into the back of the van so he could be found later dead for no reason.
Yeah, you walk yourself into a van and die. This is crazy. This is the kind of stuff that you hear about in Brooklyn, So I want to. So NYPD spokesperson said overtime related to arrests has declined steadily in the last 10 years. So I want to go back to, you see this crime data here. When they stop harassing people, that's when crime started going down. Isn't that interesting?
Hmm.
Um, so so I want to. So now I want to scroll and get to like some wild, crazy shit that cops are spending all over the world. It's not just the United States. We're not dogging United States cops because you just see what other cops are doing around the world. You're like, oh my god, what the fuck are they doing? So I want to play this clip that people have seen this video of like this weird war truck. I don't know what this is for.
That shit looks like something you would see on Robot Chicken.
So this is what cops are spinning around the world. So
They have convertible police cars. That's what we need.
going to be car chases and Ferraris.
You know that they probably confiscated that from somebody and just took it and put some fucking police paint on it.
Civic furniture. What do you call that?
Like, how are you supposed to go in a police chase with a car that has a 5-gallon tank and does fucking 3 miles per gallon?
What right are you controlling? Are you controlling like, like Avengers? What the fuck is this? And it's
Tear gas
guns. Holes
and they
for
got
shooting.
fucking shotguns. Oh my god.
Who is this for? This gave people money. What the fuck? Yo, that's OD. Nah, son.
I'm sorry, yo. Gangsters are just gonna shoot them motherfuckers. Like, you got fucking swarming cops. Yo.
Oh shit. Like, you can't. You flew past them.
I'm sorry, that is creepy.
You could jerk it real quick, like run the other direction.
And why is this cool technology being used for law enforcement? We've been asking for fucking jetpacks for 80 years. And then you give them to police.
This is OD. What is this? AI facial recognition? Yo. The Beast Patrol?
Yep. Coming to a public execution square near you.
Oh shit.
No, the only thing they're gonna do is rescue you, rescue your tax dollars from your wallet.
I'm sorry, Billy. We gotta close your school for this. And then you were mad about it. We're gonna use it against
they're not gonna
him.
close the school. They're just gonna deny him for lunch at school.
And when you're hungry and get mad, the police are gonna come and beat you up.
No, they're just gonna run you over with this big ass tank.
A Bugatti? Get the fuck out of here.
Oh yeah, definitely spend $3 million on that.
Wow. Dubai is like slavery. I mean, straight up slavery. If people working for free, they take their visas and hold them hostage and make them work for free. So,
well, they definitely need to force a race car driver to drive that car.
He's probably working for free too. That's why we got the cops around him. So, here's another one. How many of these are gonna make? God damn.
As many as it takes to kill as many brown and black people as possible.
I didn't know there was different models of them, like different like brands and shit. This is like the pickup version. A gun port. Damn, son. I don't know who they think is coming that they need all this shit for, but they have it.
Well, I can tell you if they had that shit in Rambo, there would have only been one movie.
That movie. Oh shit. So there you have it. This is where the spending of our tax resources is going towards. It's going towards all the cool, super fast speed cars all around the world chasing drug addicts. So
No, let's be real though.
yeah,
They stole those cars from rich people and then repurposed them for these purposes. Let's be real. They took somebody's Bugatti Veyron that they paid millions for. They
put a
probably
siren-
chopped their hands off and dumped them in the desert somewhere
put some signs on top of
and
it.
put some sirens and some white and green paint on it.
So that is Bad Cops Shot Caller Bowler Edition, I guess, because there's just them spending the money like bowlers.
Are you talking about legal gang?
Yeah.
Legal gang edition?
Yeah. There's some shot caller and shit. All this money, like, yo, what the Ferrari, like the music video. You saw that?
Yep, they definitely got their gang colors too in each municipality.
So that's Bad Cops, Black Power Magic Hour. You can follow us on Twitter, Facebook, until Facebook scans our faces and replaces us with White Power Magic Hour. And Dr. Evil Genius, he's talking shit on Twitch, Discord, YouTube, Twitter, and that's Bad Cops.